So coming to, adoption and why I feel developing countries should absolutely look at Web3, one of the main reasons I think at the bedrock would be more transparency, more security, more efficiency, and just the evolution of the tech, right? If there is a developing country and we are looking to perhaps further our work or really leave our mark in the space, then the early time in any sector and catching them when you're young so to say is the best time, right? So I do feel that blockchain is in its infancy, Web3 is in its infancy right now, and developing countries would do themselves a great favor if they utilize the technology in every way and become the pioneers of that tech and that sector, and they're at the absolute helm when driving the sector ahead. um, Regarding how the world has perhaps changed since the very beginning of Web3, or how the cycles that I've seen, the challenges that do come in Web3 and adoption of Web3, I do think that the challenges are twofold. Perhaps there is one is the perception problem that Web3 battles every day. I think mainstream media kind of portrays they basically portray anything that that would work in their favor in terms of TRPs. But I do feel that Web3 gets a bad rep because of the scams and the few bad eggs that are there in the space. There are few bad eggs in every sector. But I do feel that those few bad eggs get a lot more coverage in Web3 than the good ones. So I think that can be a bit of a challenge because people still perceive Web3 as a bit of a scam. And that needs to change. And I'm sure that it will, because in every bear cycle, what happens is that the builders really come out and they start building on brilliant solutions that would actually solve a real problem for their potential user. And the other, challenge when it comes to the adoption of Web3 is related to the perception problem, but it is also perhaps to do with skills, because this is a very fast moving space and people who are not ready to unlearn are really not able to make it here. So that can be a bit of a challenge when it comes to building your team and trying to scale your product and trying to look for good talent of people who can join you, because people who are really talented in Web3, they end up really building their own platforms and their own startups. So that those two I feel are the main challenges. When it comes to Web3, I think execution of ideas, it's pretty sound like Web2. I do feel that some Web2 fundamentals remain the same across Web3 as well. Not everything has to be different just because we are talking in the context of Web3. So when you're, tinkering with any idea, thinking of creating a business around it, thinking of creating a platform around it, then what you need to do is, talk to your potential user, do your research, create an MVP. So those three things, I think, remain the same across Web2 and Web3. And ultimately, just creating a sound business model, because every business is created to deliver value in terms of, financial value or value otherwise to the stakeholders as well as to the users. So just do that right. And I think there is no reason why you wouldn't be able to execute your idea very well when it comes to Web3 as well.